We will do as much as we can. So our teams worked over the weekend to make it possible to start distance learning, so the online educational programs.
Welcome to Erasmus TV, to our first ever episode. It's quiet on campus, of course, due to the coronavirus. But as you can see, we're still here. We're still working on. My name is Tessa Hofland. I'm an editor at Erasmus Magazine. And I'm here with President of the Executive Board, Hans Smits, and our Rector, Rutger Engels. Well, very glad to have you here, because it was quite an adventure for you. Where were you last week?
Yeah, so I was with a team of the university in Los Angeles. So we visited UCLA, so the University of Los Angeles, and to talk about outreaching programs. And but we had to come back. Due
to the travel ban?
Yes, so we actually had a whole day, Wednesday in UCLA, and then we had the drinks at the bar, and then we got a notification that the president would close the country for Europeans, and within an hour we got tickets for the next day back. Why was it so important for you to come back, to rush back here? Of course I want to be here. I want to be here at the university to take responsibility, to do everything I can to work with the teams here to lead the continuity of the university.
And to talk about continuity, we're here with several cameras. Shouldn't they be busy recording teachers and lecturers for the continuation of education?
Well, definitely, and that's why we are here day in, day out with a lot of our colleagues also in this weekend to prepare education on distance, definitely with all the technical knowledges we have available here. And I'd like to say that on behalf of the Executive Board, we are extremely proud about the high commitment, all the work all our people put in our core task, and that is educating our students, not now on the campus, but outside the campus. And therefore we are here.
I can imagine that a lot of people are scared. We get a lot of questions from students, but also from researchers, for everybody. How is it for you personal, due to the coronavirus?
Well, personal, of course, it's quite bizarre. There is a transformation now going on in our university, because you see every day normally 1,000 students walking around, and there is an atmosphere, busy, etc. Now we are busy, but at a distance. So that you have to change your mind, but we are all doing that, and the commitment is so high. So I think we will be successful as much as possible to continue with our core task, that is educating our students.
You must also hear a lot of news from medical students due to your own daughter who's studying medicine in Groningen. Does it make it even harder? Because that's, of course, a place where the work pressure will get very high nowadays.
Yeah, that's true. So she's studying at the medical school and now basically doing her interns, and they stopped. So, but they are now working on a program and to actually include these students who can't do the normal interns, to include them in the regular process of care. I just talked yesterday with the Vice Dean of Education of the medical school, Maarten Frens, and they are starting up that exactly the same thing. So all the students who can't fulfill now their internships, but are highly well trained here, how can we make them useful? And I'm super proud about that we do that kind of stuff.
Well, and also for your daughter then, is she concerned about study delay? Is it something you already have made a decision on? Because exams are cancelled.
Yeah, so I think, to be really honest, we are all concerned about it. So, of course, my two daughters, one is studying in Groningen, one in Tilburg, they're concerned about it. But also we are concerned about it. And to be frank, we can't look in the future right now. So if it's a limited period of time, I think that this situation takes place, we can accommodate that quite well. But if it takes longer, we have to see. That's the reality.
Because all students in the first year, for almost all studies except for medicine, have to get all their points in the first year. What if that's what if students can't make that?
Well, like Rutger already said, you can't tell something about it before you know how long the period will last. That we cannot have here students educating on the campus. And if you know that, I think then we can take measures. And of course, it depends also about what the Minister of Education, her opinion is also important. So all the universities have daily contact now with the government in The Hague and the Minister of Education. And I think that if the final date is known, that we have to go back to the normal situation, I think then we can, and of course we will prepare that, can answer your question.
Because we collected some questions from students. Some are very practical. For example, I have a study book at home. Do I get a fine if I keep it at home because the library is closed?
Yeah, that's a good question. I should consult the library coordinator about that. In general, I think we should be, in this kind of circumstances, you should also be pragmatic and flexible. Right now, we decided to, for instance, to give an example, we want to facilitate that that lecturers can come here to record their lectures. And we said, so we advised them to come with their own transport. If they come by car, we opened here the garage for free. So that's these are simple ways to facilitate people, and the same thing goes with students. So I think, and basically, so you have to realize that all these educational programs are quite different. So we decided that most of this kind of the solutions we have for students, how to also make the move to complete online education, is coordinated by the different programs, and I think they should be also there should be some flexibility in that.
Yeah, of course, but you can't keep on waiting. The regulations are now till April 6th. Do teachers, lecturers get a deadline for starting their online courses?
We start already today. So I mean, so I think we have quite some. We have quite systems in place. We have extremely motivated and dedicated teachers and lecturers. So we start today. And I'm not saying that in the next couple of days everything is arranged for everybody, but we start today.
And some students have some bigger questions. Actually, we got several questions from students on when do I get to redo my exams, the exams that were cancelled last week.
Yeah. Well, again, I cannot answer that question specifically, because then you have to know when the final date is that we can come back to the normal situation, because it's now not possible to have exams on the campus. It's simple as that. And maybe we are going to do that, but I'm not sure the rector knows more about it, to do it on distance, but that's also quite a challenge.
That already started.
Yes.
So we did some, there are some pilots conducted in the last half year at RSM, so the business school, and Erasmus Medical Center on a kind of distant testing. And right now, today, there are also students from the University College doing their exams through distance testing. So how that will be in a few weeks from now, I can't say that right now.
And it's something that's causing, well, trouble with mostly international students. For example, we got a message from Pauli. She was originally from Colombia, and her parents booked her a ticket back home last week, immediately on Thursday, because they were afraid for a lockdown. But now she is very concerned about her exams. If it can't be online, how can we do it in live here on campus? But what if I'm not allowed back in the country? What do you say to students? Because they must also come to the university.
Yeah, so to be really clear, we care a lot about our students and the welfare for our students. So if some of these students make a decision to go back to their home country, I fully understand that. And I think that in this kind of circumstances, I can understand that you want the support of your family, or that you want to take care of your family even. And I think all the programs have to do as much as possible to accommodate these students in the next while, in the next period. How that precisely will be in this case, I can't say. I mean, I advise this student to contact the program officer.
And there are, of course, also students from the Netherlands studying abroad.
Yeah.
In universities of America, in the States, are calling back their students from all over the world. Is it something you're considering?
Definitely. We have an overview of our students abroad. And if they want to come back, we will help and facilitate them. So we care about them. Dus definitely we're having a look into it, yes.
So we have an overview of all the students that are here, but that are registered at our university, but they're now abroad. Yeah. We have an overview per education, per track, per program, and we are in contact with them. And if they want to come back, we will facilitate that. Yeah. It becomes harder, of course, in the next couple of days, probably.
Yeah, because it's, of course, quite unknown how the couple of days will go.
Exactly. Yeah.
What are you communicating to the students who are living here on campus?
Every day there is a bulletin to the students about the development, what we are doing, how the situation is, internationally, nationally, etc. So that's what we do. And that varies day by day, because the developments are very quickly. Some within hours, things change.
I imagine that all the restaurants here on campus will close, or are closed.
Yes.
How about the shop, the Spar?
Spar, I'm not sure. Is the Spar open?
I think it's a supermarket. It's a
supermarket, so it's open. Yeah.
But the restaurants are closed.
The restaurants
food court is closed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And is there any kind of advice you would like to give to students, employees working at home, sitting at home right now?
Yeah, so we will do as much as we can. So our teams worked over the weekend to make it possible to start distance learning, so the online educational programs. And what I advise them is to give structure to your day, structure to your life, and yeah, take your books, start reading, prepare for your exams, go not physically to your lectures, but digitally to your lectures, and when it's available, when it's ready, because structure in your life is crucial, I think. And yeah.
Maybe I'd like to add something that walk outside, because really it's very healthy for body and mind to do some exercise outside.
Yeah, and maybe can add to that. So I think it's important to care for everybody. So if you worry about somebody, or that somebody is more isolated than others, reach out. That's what I would say. What I do, I mean, I have two older parents, and my brothers and I are like in daily contact through Skype with them to check in with them. And I do that next to my job, of course, and I suggest that everybody is doing that also for our fellow students, also for the students that are from far away, that live far away and now here are on campus or studying at the university. So let's be caring for each other.
And of course, it isn't that easy. You also have some smaller children. They're now free from school.
Yep.
Did you brought them to the office today?
No, not yet. No, so my partner and I are making arrangements for that, and but that will be okay.
And how with lecturers, researchers who can't make arrangements such as these? Are you helping them, facilitating them?
Well, at least we know that there are some colleagues of us who definitely have to be here sometimes because we are having all the efforts to have online education. And I hope the colleagues between themselves help each other. I think that's important. But if necessary, I think we can facilitate one way or the other. We think about it, definitely.
Okay, now for now, life goes on campus. We still have some PhD promotions and defenses. We have some people working here. Most people work from home, I imagine.
That's true. Definitely, yeah.
So,
well, you see it's quite empty here. So
it's really empty here on campus.
Yeah.
So if everybody has a question from home, you can send it. You can, of course, check Erasmus magazine, but also the frequently asked questions paid from the university, and internationals you can also check the website from International Office.